That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, those under his veil. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Bad, dude. Bad. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in the bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Fast. You, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whip him. All of you, I know you got him. I know you got him, Dick. But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
So first of all, guys, I'd just like to say from behalf of me and the crew, just welcome and thanks for taking the time on a Thursday night just to plug into this. We set this up on Sunday and we've got nearly 40 people on here. So it just shows that a lot of people are looking for some sort of natural alternative to what they're using, either with their food, their nutrition, or their supplementation. I guess the key thing from my side of things is why I'm here is I'm plugging in from Bali. I'm just over working here at the moment, and I've got to a space with this where I've been hanging around the Start Your Life crew and been collaborating with Isogenics for about 3 years now. And it's probably taken me 3 years to get up and do these webinars, just because I think I needed to be in a space where, I filled my own cup first. And I was really sure that what I was doing was the right thing and I was hanging around the right company. And I guess before I got into this, I can probably relate to a lot of you there, especially if you're athletes or allied health professionals or you're working in the fitness realm. It probably took me 9 months of being a really open-minded skeptic to actually look into this. Even though I didn't have a nutritional degree, I thought I knew a lot more than what I did. I just took a little snapshot on my LinkedIn page so you can get a bit of an idea about what my credentials are. But to be honest, I don't really think that means much because putting all that aside, I flew to Singapore to meet a lot of the owners and the scientists behind the team. I did my own research, both what Isogenics put out and also the third-party stuff. And I really did my due diligence. So 3 years ago, I decided to give the program a crack because I was really run down and fatigued. I was struggling to get out of bed in the morning. And then, 2 weeks into doing the program, I just found I was getting up before my alarm clock. And I just noticed those changes. And I was pretty in tune with my body. So a bit like probably a lot of you are, you can notice when you feel the shift. And for me to do something and notice not only a physical change, but a physiological change in 2 weeks, that was a big sign for me. So naturally, 3 years later, got my gut health back, got my energy back, started to get my six-pack back in the first 4 weeks because I was a health professional that didn't have his health. And I felt incongruent being in that space. So to find a solution that was a catalyst for change for me was awesome. And I guess what this company's doing now with not only just getting people back to normal, but also taking and helping athletes perform at the highest level is what I'm really excited to share. So what we've got on tonight is we've got some awesome athletes. We've got Reiss, he's a competitive surfer. We've got Trent, who does triathlons. Nick, who's a semi-professional basketball player. And Dirk, who holds the world record for the deadlift. And these boys are going to plug in and just share their story. But for the first 15 minutes, I guess what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share a bit of information and just get a bit of connection with you guys so I know where you're at. So if you want to play along at home, can I just see, just let me know if you can hear me. Put your hands up. Just see. Yeah, thanks, Jem. Cheers, guys. All right, sick. So I guess the idea is, like I said, being a health professional, I knew a lot of things about a lot of things, but I had to really just open my mind and just be open to thinking a little bit different. And I guess that was the catalyst for change is, I had to go from being that real skeptical bloke to being like, well, what's the worst that could happen? I could give the program a crack and get my money back at the end of the first 30 days. Now, what really kept me around is this group of young crew under the age of 35. And it's just so cool to see people passionate about not only being in charge of their health, especially when, the prevalence of chronic disease is like going up, but people being in charge of their health and wanting to help other people with that. And through that, creating a lasting legacy. That's just a great crew to be around. And I think we're all doing that in our own way in our gyms and as allied health professionals, as athletes. So just let that sink in if that's a vision that aligns with you. And I guess with your normal right now, whether you're an athlete, whether you're just a weekend warrior, are you 100%? Just really sit with that and be like, are you that Ferrari that's like plugging away at 100%? Or are you sitting at about 70? Are you sitting at 50? Do you know that you got more in you? So rate your health and just give us an idea. And you don't you don't have to say anything out loud or write it, but just get a feeling for right now, from 0 to 10, how healthy do you actually feel that you feel? Even if you're at 95%, you might be looking for that missing edge. You might be at where I was when I started, and I was about 3 out of 10. I just wanted my energy back. So whatever that is for you, just give yourself a rating. We don't talk about money enough, but most of us, it's more expensive to be sick than it is to be healthy. And I know that a lot of people, financial stress is such a big thing for people, and you can probably relate to me, but that mortgage, that bill, that thing. So to create a model where not only you can help yourself with your health, but help other people, and use the word of mouth marketing model to create a secondary source of income. It's almost like it's just an exchange of value, and you literally just have to let yourself do it. But if that's something you're interested in, just sit with where your financial situation is. Just some quick facts, and you guys will know this stuff. Like we're spending $6.6 billion on weight loss. We're spending $1.3 billion in the fitness industry. We're spending $3.6 billion in anti-aging and skincare. And there's about 600,000 Aussies and New Zealanders who are creating a secondary source of income by collaborating with companies like this. So there's all these problems going on in the world, which we all know about. And I guess the scary thing, being in this realm and being as a health professional, is I know that the statistics are getting worse. So not only do I want you to think about this for you, but think about this for the people that you're trying to help. Just look around you. Look at your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad, the blokes you're seeing at the gym who have got gut issues, the ones that are struggling to get out of bed, but they think they're doing the right thing. Start thinking about them as well. So whatever it is, weight loss, energy and performance, if you just want to look at a way to start looking after your health now, if you want to find a way to create a secondary source of income so that you can just have that little bit of time freedom to do things you love doing, whatever it is for you, it's not for us to judge, but just know that these are the things we're going to go over tonight. Now, I'm just going to drop into a movie so you get a bit of a feel for the team of athletes behind Isagenix. I think the beauty about this is none of these athletes are endorsed. They've all got boxes of products from other companies in their rooms, and they choose to pay for their products just like you and I do.
Athletes know that performance is driven by more than just passion, discipline, and training. To reach your performance potential, your body requires a complex balance of nutrients that boost lean muscle, energy, and drive.
Without personal drive and ambition, my Olympic dreams would have fallen short. Without the proper nutrition to fuel our bodies, we can never reach our full potential.
Whether my role is a mom or a fitness competitor, a mental strength is as important as a physical strength. If you don't have the drive to succeed, then what you look like on the outside won't matter.
Nothing boosts confidence like performance. I remind each person I train and speak with, you get out of your body what you put into it.
I thought I was happy with the nutritional products I used in the past, but Isagenix has taken my game to a whole new level.
This is easy, it's accessible, it's the perfect answer.
No matter what success you're pursuing, health and wellness is one of the things that we all have to pursue.
Pro athletes require the utmost in healthy nutrition for peak performance. So it's vital. I only recommend products that work.
I try to diversify my workouts as much as possible. And the Isagenix products give me what I need to stay dynamic.
My energy within 4 or 5 days was unbelievable. I was able to get through workouts and wanted to keep going.
The drive to be one of the best volleyballers propelled me to the Olympics 5 times, winning a gold and bronze medal. Isagenix helps me to maintain my healthy lifestyle.
Some people don't realize that they're getting a full macronutrient meal instead of just a protein shake.
Me just knowing consciously that I'm getting the best nutrition possibly on the planet in my body in a matter of moments is just awesome. I feel younger, I feel youthful, I feel amazing.
As a sport nutritionist, I love that my recommendations for products have worked for my athletes and have also created an extra income for my practice.
The athletes of Team Isagenix aren't here because of paid endorsements. They're here because they know what these products can do. It isn't just the hours of training, the will to compete at the top level, nutrition to fuel your drive. It's all of it. Let Isagenix help you bring it all together.
So I know there's a bit of like a promo thing, but what I love about that is it's quite simple and it gives you a bit of edification. I know for me, working as a physio with elite athletes, that when I knew that Olympic athletes were allowed to use it, it just gave me the edification to know that, well, if they can use it at the highest level, then if I'm working at state level or waffle level, then it's obviously just food. So there's nothing synthetic or artificial. So that's really good to know. And also the fact that they're not endorsed and they just choose to use it and they're people at the peak of their game. And we're getting more and more athletes at this level joining us. I think that's a really great sign. Now, obviously the vision of the company is to impact world health. So I know there's a lot of people out there, you hopefully relate to that. I understand you probably want to work on yourself before you work on helping other people, but just know that you're collaborating with a company that this is their plan. Now, just give me a show of hands, who are the science nerds in the house? Be like me, had to do like peer-reviewed studies, all that type of stuff. Okay, cool. So what I want you to do is go have a look at this guy, John Anderson. So if you've ever bought anything from a pharmacy, this is a bloke that formulated about 2,600 products like Nature's Own, all that stuff. He's known as a mineral man. So he actually came out of retirement to put this system together because it just hadn't been done right before. He wanted to do something with no compromise, something where people could have their veggie patch, they could eat whole foods, and then they could use this system to either complement just feeling good or complement themselves so that they can actually perform at the highest level. The other three guys are more involved in the business side. Jim Coover's, this is for anyone that's interested more in collaborating from a business perspective. Jim Coover's responsible for the fastest growing company in American history. The other two scientists I want you to really look at is Dr. Bill Andrews, who won a Nobel Prize for the first step of anti-aging. So you might want to write that down or Google it as you're going. Dr. Bill Andrews, Sierra Sciences. And the other guy is Michael Colgan, who's known as a protein man. He wrote a book. One of his first books was The Anti-Inflammatory Athlete. So they're three of the key linchpins. Now, the company's been here for over 10 years. It's set to do $1 billion in sales. I'm not going to go into the details, but for a word-of-mouth company that you can't buy in a store, it's safe to say that a lot of people are consuming and using the products, which is a good sign. When people say there's no science behind nutrition, I used to feel the same, but I call bullshit on that. There's probably more science behind nutrition than there is behind a lot of other stuff. The building blocks that our body needs to function comes from food. And it's not just about what we eat, but it's about how we absorb it. And I guess I used to look at, doing all the kombuchas and all that type of stuff and, eating turmeric, but I was like, how much do I actually need to eat to get a therapeutic dose or to create a change? So I guess what you're doing is you're doing the best with what you have, and then you're adding in the science. So this quick video, it just talks about, a lot of people say, I've had questions about the quality of the products. The value in which they've been created and sourced globally is from a no compromise point of view, which means nothing artificial, nothing synthetic. So I'll let this video explain that.
Does your health company offer no compromise quality? I'm Dr. Cho, Isogenics Chief Science Officer. Isogenics goes above and beyond to ensure products are safe, pure, and effective. The basis of our no compromise ingredient policy. In fact, Isogenics spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in testing of raw materials, finished goods, and third-party testing each year. Here's the process in 8 steps. Step 1. Scientists research and select raw materials. Partnering with John Anderson, Scientific Advisory Board, and respected universities, more than 35 scientists review scientific literature to find ingredients and those that are safe and support health. Step 2. Isogenics identifies sustainable suppliers who produce fresh ingredients that are grown and produced by nature and meet requirements for effectiveness. Step 3. Isogenics qualifies manufacturers by performing extensive audits and relies on independent audits to ensure quality control and safety. Step 4. All ingredients must meet or exceed CGMPs, or guidelines from the FDA and other international regulatory boards such as Health Canada that must be followed to guarantee raw materials and finished product are safe and free of impurities. Step 5. While in quarantine, Raw materials are tested for identity, purity, which includes microbial activity, pesticide, and heavy metals, strength to ensure potency, and finally, organoleptic property, meaning taste, color, odor, and texture. Step 6. After analytical and sensory testing, formulas are sent to commercial production. Step 7. Isogenic oversees finished product quality and compliance. This involves supervision of testing methods used by manufacturers, evaluation of identity, purity, strength, and composition of the final product, independent third-party testing to make sure what's on the label is actually in the product, and stability testing to confirm that quality of products sustain for extended shelf life. Step 8. Isogenic products are ready to be shared around the world. When it comes to safety and purity, there's no compromise with Isogenics product.
So for all the science nerds like me, just go check out isogenicshealth.net. And also, do your own research. I think with health, it's got to be informed choice. But the thing that stood in stone for me was when I started seeing all the results around me, and I decided to give it a crack for myself. So what we've got now, that first part of the presentation was for all the people that need to know the details and, just sharing a bit about the company and what's behind it. And I hope you just got the vision that there's so much research and so much science behind what you get. The simplicity is actually the mastery. And all it allows is for everyday people like you and me to be able to trust something and be like, okay, cool. I'm going to have my veggie patch. I'm going to have my food, and I'm going to add this into my regime. So, Trent, first one we got off the first cab off the ranks is a buddy of mine, Trent, who's he's a triathlete. He recently came over to Brizzy and blew the competition out of the water in a room full of extremely healthy people. So I'm just going to invite Trent on and mate, just share your experience with the program, how you got involved, and what you'd recommend for anyone who wants to get started with it.
Yeah, cool. Cheers, Roz. Can you hear me well?
Yeah. Gotcha, man.
So basically how I got involved with the program is I was introduced by a good friend of mine, Reiss, who I've known for quite a few years. And I was really struggling with poor gut health, lack of energy, and I was just going to bed regularly with stomach aches and probably wasn't in a good space. I've been utilising a particular program now, an Isogenics program, for about just under a year and a half, and as a result, I've got back into triathlon. I no longer have any gut health issues. I don't nap regularly. I can hold down a full-time job whilst training for any particular swim or triathlon. And now what I'm kind of sort of most passionate about is plugging similar people into me who can get the most benefit out of an Isogenics program.
No, that's awesome, man. And I guess just give Trent a bit of love. Like, I know there's probably a couple of athletes in here who have gut issues. Just put your hand up if you struggle with a bit of discomfort. Yep. Yeah, couple of crew. And that was me as well. So cheers, man. I appreciate you sharing that story. And obviously, your results speak for itself, dude. I've seen your growth over the last 12 months and what you've been up to, man. So keep it up, dude. And cheers for getting involved.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Next one, we got Big Nick. So this is pretty crazy. Nick just hit the ground running and implemented this system into his life. And Nick, if you're there, buddy, can you take yourself off mute and just share how you got started with the program?
Yep, no worries. So just real quickly, so before Isogenics, I wasn't really happy with where my health was heading. I was relying on 5-6 coffees to get me through every day at work. I was lacking in energy. I wasn't training as often as I would have liked. And I put on a bit of weight to the point where I was the heaviest I've ever been in my life, actually. So roughly 3 months ago, my good mate Trent, who just spoke before me, introduced me to the program, and as a result, I've managed to cut down on coffees. I've gained my energy back. I've been training almost every day, and I've actually managed to release 13 kilos over that time, and I've put on a couple of kilos of lean muscle, and probably the healthiest I've ever felt in a long time.
Cheers, man. And I think 13 kilos would be epic by itself, but like you've shown in your video, like your little pictures, you can't really argue with your results, man. And did you find that once you had the energy, it was easy to exercise? Because I know a lot of people sort of say, oh, it's just we went to the gym. What would you say to that?
Well, what it was I think just the whole lifestyle, like me resorting to coffees every day, me coming home and napping. Then I have to use synthetic pre-workouts to try and boost my energy levels, and that whole sort of regime. I was getting up more and more tired every day, and that, like, as a result, I just couldn't find the motivation, energy to train. And what I found was by introducing these sort of natural products into my system, I was cutting down on coffees and just regaining that clarity, regaining energy, and just motivation. And I found myself wanting to go to the gym every day, wanting to work out, wanting to go play basketball, things that I wasn't willing, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to do beforehand.
Yeah. No, sick, man. And what would you recommend, like, for anyone else that was going to get started on the program? Like, what did you start with?
Yeah. So I got started on the energy and performance president's pack.
Yep.
A lot of people ask me and have asked me over my journey. They sort of go, you've had pretty crazy results. What are you doing? You can't just be doing the program. You're doing something outside of it and whatnot. And I'll just tell them, man, like, honestly, all I've done is I've opened the president's pack up. I've read the Shake Day Planner. I've done it exactly as it's laid out. Yep. I've cleansed every Monday since I started the program to this Monday. It's been 14 Mondays in a row I've cleansed.
Yep.
And there's no secret to it. You read the program, you honor it 100%, and you will get the results. That's the best advice I can give anyone.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Appreciate that, Nick. And what we'll do now, and I think the cool thing you can see as well is, like, having a word of mouth product. Like Trent, his best buddy, introduced it to Nick, and now introduced Reiss, who actually introduced it to Trent. So you can see the flow-on effect you can have with, like, just your best buddies. And so Reiss is a good buddy of mine. I introduced him to the program probably about 2.5 years ago. So Reiss, if you're there, bud, can you take yourself off mute and just share your experience with everything so far?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha, man.
Yeah, cheers. So I've always been right into my health and training. My dad was a naturopath. My mum has a health food shop. So I've always eaten really well. I've always taken supplements, and I trained really hard in the surf, between 1 to 4 hours a day, and then training on the outside of that. So I'm sort of doing all the right things, but even though I was doing that, I still suffered a lot from energy and fatigue, to the point where I was questioning what was going on with my health, because, I'm doing all the right things, and I was, wasn't showing. I was as unhealthy as people who had no regard for their health. So you introduced me to the pack, Rory, and I remember that was 2 years ago, and I still remember that shift I had in my health where my energy came up, but it didn't just come up, it sort of stayed more balanced, and that in turn affected my motivation and my performance. The other thing I was struggling with was keeping weight on.
Yeah.
See, my cardio is so high, I struggle to keep up getting the nutrients in. So this program's allowed me to sort of do it in an easier way and to maintain a more balanced weight. And I guess since then I feel like I'm surfing better than ever, especially this last few weeks. I think I'm the fittest I've been in a long time. And they've just brought out the new AMP range. So that's the pre and post workout, and that's just pushed my training to a whole new level. And if anyone knows my younger brother on here, they'll know he's a fitness freak, and I've been hot on his tail the last couple of weeks. So I've been pretty proud of that. He always he blows me out of the water. So.
Ew. And I remember the conversation a couple of years ago. I called you and I was just frothing. I was actually scared to call you. I was like, oh, he's got such a natural health background. I thought you were just going to shut me down, but, to see you be open to it, man, and to see the shift that actually changed, that really edified this for me as well. And it's another reason why I'm here is, not just seeing the change in you, who's someone who's already really healthy, but also seeing change in a couple of my buddies, like Glennie, I think he's on the line as well, and seeing like him lose like 8 to 10 kilos in the first month. So, the results really stand in stone. And like Nick said, just trust the processes. And even if you are a nutritional expert, just trust the processes. You've got a team of really smart people behind this. And, there's probably 500 years of clinical experience that's actually come into this simple system. So what I'm going to do now, we've got Jen Jeffries actually coming on to a talk in probably 2 weeks' time, but she just did a little 2-minute overview of that President's Pack so you get a bit more of a naturopath point of view.
Hi, I'm Jen the Naturopath, and today I want to talk to you about why I love the President's Pack so much. Bottom line, this pack is designed to get your body out of survival mode and to flood your body with the vital nutrients that you need so that you can thrive and not just survive. So I just want to talk about a couple of products really quickly. First off, we need to release the toxins, and we do that with the Cleanse for Life. Now, this is a tonic that's designed to help mobilize toxins, and it's not that whole go to the toilet thing all the time. And it can be used as a deep cleanse day or as a daily dose. So it's a perfect maintenance for later on as well. So we move the toxins. We then have the Ionic Supreme, which helps to bring down the stress of your body, which is so important because, guys, stress is one of the most inflammatory things that you're doing to your body on a day-to-day basis. So we need to bring down that stress, release the toxins, and then we want to flood your body with the right nutrition. And this is our Isoline Shake. So that's designed where you, for the first month, you're going to replace 2 meals a day, still have 1 regular meal. And what that's going to do is going to help to bring you back into that alkaline corridor. A couple of other favorite products that I love in the program are, you've got the Isoline bars so that you've got meals on the run. You're never caught out in that first month and at any time having a crappy meal. Ideal, easy meal on the run. It just works. We also have the Natural Accelerator, which is designed to rebalance your gut chemistry. The Isoflush, which helps to oxygenate the bowel. It is not a laxative. It oxygenates the bowel. And it also contains a bentonite clay, which helps to move heavy metals out of your bowel. It contains the essentials for women and the ages active. So we need to be able to balance our girl bits and our boy bits, as well as work on our heart and brain health, which is what the ages actives is about. It also contains the snacks, which are excellent for and designed for particularly deep cleanse days. Because with those, we want to help to keep the hunger at bay, but also balance our blood sugar levels. And that's what they're designed for. Perfect for that. So, and then we have Product B. So Product B, it helps to support our telomeres, but it works within an alkaline body. So it's the perfect addition to the President's Pack. This whole program helps to bring the stress down in your body, get your body out of survival mode so that you can release the toxins, flood your body with the right nutrients so that you're back into that alkaline corridor, and it really is like rebooting a computer. The cool thing, 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't miss. This is the pack to get started on today.
So I love Jen. She's this big hippie naturopath from the East Coast. And when you start seeing you've got Olympic sports dietitians, naturopaths, people just getting results, allied health professionals getting around a system and a product like this and just sharing it with people they care about, I think that's kind of a good sign, right? So this is the last bit. We're just going to show you the amplified range because this has just been released in Australia. And this is a big one for me because I remember when I was over in South Australia, and we went over there for the Foxtel Cup with footy, and we went into the back end of Port Adelaide's footy club, and they had this like all this pre-post workout, and I was looking at it. It was all like Max's Muscle Milk and all this like synthetic stuff, and I just remember looking at this, and I just started this program, and I was like, I wish we had a way where we could get a natural alternative to that into these clubs, into these areas. And just get the results like what Nick and Trent and all the boys are talking about and what Dirk will talk about soon. So that's what really excites me about this is people are already using stuff and often at the expense of their body. So hopefully this will be a simple switch that you can use so that you can, get the results and more and also feel good on the inside. So I'll run this little one so you get a bit of a feel for what this the amped range is. Oh, 1 sec.
As an athlete or someone who works out, chances are you've heard of nutrient timing. It's the nutritional strategy based on getting certain types of nutrients at specific times around your workout. Now, Isagenix is making it easy for you to take advantage of the latest science in nutrient timing. with a new line of convenient products designed for athletes and exercise performance. We're taking performance nutrition to a whole new level with our new science-based and great-tasting line of Amped products. This line of products is convenient and easy to use. Taken before a workout, Amped Power will increase strength and power to prime your body for maximum intensity training. For best results, pair it with E+ Energy Shot. For hydration and electrolyte status, there's Amped Hydrate. The vitamin-enriched sports drink comes in delicious flavors and helps maintain performance at peak level throughout your training. During extended workouts, re-energize muscles with Amped Fuel. The delicious and easy-to-digest puree also helps protect muscle during endurance events. After workouts, Amped Recover supplies your body with the necessary building blocks in amounts you need to speed exercise recovery and optimize muscle rebuilding. The product is best taken alongside Isopro or Isoline Pro Shakes. Finally, there's Amped Nox. It's a concentrate you can take any time of day before your workout to support nitric oxide production, blood flow, and delivery of oxygen and nutrients to working muscles. So you can go the distance in any training session or event. By timing your intake of nutrients before, during, and after your workouts, you'll amplify exercise gains and even speed recovery. You'll get more out of training every time, train more often, recover faster, and improve performance in your sport or favorite exercise. Whether you're a cyclist, a runner, a basketball player, or a power lifter, or if you just want your workouts to be more effective, Amped line of products will take your performance to the next level. The Amped family is part of your new Isogenics performance solution. For more information, visit teamisogenics.com.
Alrighty, so that's a really good segue into Dirk. And for those of you that know Dirk or don't know Dirk, I'd just jump on Facebook and look up Dirk Venter and just go have a look at some of the stuff that this guy's doing. It's just next level. So Dirk, if you're there, mate, would you be able to unmute yourself and just come on and share your story, mate, and I guess where you're taking nutrition into your training?
Hey, guys. Look, this is such a super exciting time. Now that we've got the Amped range, I'm just like bursting at the seams here. It is just unbelievable. Look, my story is pretty simple. I was just like most of the other guys here. Well, maybe not everybody, but I was super skeptical about this whole thing. I was pretty much introduced to this by a buddy of mine, which is a CrossFit athlete, and he's super competitive. And even coming from him, I was like, there's no chance I'm doing this at all, ever. And I told him that so many different times, but he persisted. You know, every time we saw each other, he was like, come on, man, you've got to get on this stuff. It's amazing. And eventually, when I actually did decide to actually jump on in March 2014, you know, I'd say to him, I'm going to try it out, but I'm going to just send this stuff back because, you know, I'm not after a weight loss product here. And for me, you know, cleansing or, you know, a day of fasting was just absolutely ridiculous. Especially, you know, I eat 5,000 calories in a day, easy. And that was just going to be one of the hardest things. So, I mean, we'll sort of fast forward. I was really stuck with my performance, my lifting. You know, I couldn't actually, for well over 2 years, I couldn't get past 280 kilos in my deadlift. Where obviously, you know, we're sort of looking at when I first started in March, you know, things started changing for me. And you're looking at, obviously, my sleep increased. I had such much better sleep all of a sudden. And that, of course, then, you know, increased my performance because it actually increased my recovery. Now, you're sort of looking at that, that changed the game for me completely because those changes were so significant that then, you know, 6 months later in 2014, in November, I actually broke the world record with 305 kilos on the deadlift.
Boom.
Now, to me, you know, that was, I was just so amazed by that whole, you know, 6 months of how I actually just increased my lifting. So, yeah, look, all I can say to the guys and the girls is like, you know, don't be a skeptic and waste time. You know, this stuff works when you put it in your mouth. It's very simple. It is as much performance-based as it is just absolutely brilliant health for, you know, for everybody. So you're looking at that. Absolutely every single person can benefit from this because it will, you know, increase your sleep. It will increase, you know, your energy during the day. It's very simple. That's what it's designed to do, really.
That's awesome, Dirk. And probably one last question, man. Like I know with a lot of guys that are putting in 5,000 calories a day, that's a big part of your week, right? So what amount of time freedom have you got back by knowing that you get the nutrition you need every day by using this complementary program?
Time freedom, a lot. But also, like, seriously, I save a lot of money on a Saturday when I do a cleanse day. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And you're still getting the results, right? Which is probably the key outcome.
Absolutely. Look, the AMP products have changed the game completely, and especially now with the entire range for us being available here. Like, dead seriously, nowadays, all of a sudden, I am definitely pushing much harder in the gym than what I actually used to. And I'm actually starting to think that I'm actually pushing too hard right now. So hey, let's see where this takes us, really.
All right, man. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time. I know you're a busy man and you probably need to get back in the gym and eat some more food. So thanks for taking the time to jump on, dude. And what I'll do, guys, hopefully that's enough stories for you, enough sort of details and science. Like I said, all this is about informed choice. So just go do your due diligence. You want to have a look at the products, go to isoproductau.com or isoproduct.com. If you want to look into the science, isogenicshealth.net, just go chat with people. Open your mind, start looking at the results. It's very easy to be skeptical of things, but at the end of the day, like me, I was skeptic for 9 months, had to fly to Singapore before I even tried it, before Peter Kelly even got me started. So, and the thing that got me over the line was just putting it in my body. So there's nothing to lose, guys. And I guess this is a cool thing. Like when I shared the program with Reiss went and shared it with Trent shared it with Nick, because this isn't on a shelf in a store. Isogenics doesn't pay any money for marketing. And I know there's a bit of taboo around network marketing. And yeah, I get that, man. I know it hasn't been done well in the past, but if people come from a place of just authenticity and be like, you know what, it works for me, give it a crack, then that's powerful. And the result being, like, if you share the program with a couple of people, you can get like $370 back off your program. So imagine like buying your stuff from, Mr. Supplement, in the franchise store, or going to Woolies online, and then you just recommend that your buddy goes there and Mr. Supplement goes, well, here's $50 off your next purchase, or Woolworths online is like, oh, here's $100 off your next purchase. Thanks for referring someone here, which you would have done anyway. That's all it is, guys. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. If you want to understand how that works in more detail, just have a chat with whoever got you on this call. But I want to keep this about health, and I want to keep this about you guys getting the results. So this is our team. We just got back from Brizzy. So we've got a cranking team, and it's something that we'd love to get more people around. And they say environment stronger than willpower, and I've probably had more growth in the last 3 years than I had in the 10 before that. So that's a big sign as well. That's a U+2 thing. That's how you can eat for free. And I'll just finish with this, guys. And what we'll do is from here, that's it from me, and I'll finish up, and you guys can go enjoy your night. Enjoy.
All young people, no matter where they're from, race, colour, sex, height, whatever, we all deserve the same freedom that Isogenics can create and the Start Your Life movement can create for us.
I believe that at the core of who we are as human beings, we seek a couple of different core feelings, including the feeling of freedom, purpose, and I feel like Isogenics delivers that.
We are a generation of not wanting to do things the way our parents did and wanting to push the boundaries.
We now know and understand how many lives we can actually impact with our time and the money that we're earning with Isogenics. We can give back.
This community has been able to take all this passion and strive, not to wait around for 4 years, to go do something incredible.
To have a group of young people that is moving forward on a mission together to better this world and to go against the status quo of the 40-40-40 plan.
Here's a community of young people, ages 18 to 35, who are passionate about living, passionate about being fulfilled.
Before Isogenics, I was burnt out. I was fried, unfulfilled, out of integrity with who I was, not liking who I was, not proud of who I was becoming.
I was overweight. I was tired all the time. I was in debt, living paycheck to paycheck every single week.
Before Isogenics, we woke up in a really tiny apartment. We always joke because we were living on love.
I was tired, and beyond that, I was just really lost, and I felt incomplete.
I was very unhappy, very unmotivated with life.
My life was in shambles. I was looking for mind, body, and spirit clarity, and
I didn't have it. I was introduced to isogenics by my sister. She says, I just met these ladies and they're like 50 years old and they look like they're 30 and we're doing what they're doing.
My beautiful friend Rebecca got started on isogenics. She was amazing enough to share it with me. She said, I have amazing energy. And I said, I want whatever you're doing. Like, that's what I want.
I've been on isogenics products for 10 months and it has been absolutely amazing.
I feel like the Start Group is a place that allows people to create whatever it is that they feel like they deserve in their lives.
Start Group is just a subculture of this amazing company. It's authentic. These people have such high integrity.
It's a mindset of what we can accomplish when we all come together. When we come together, we can change the world. And that's exactly what isogenics has allowed us to do. And that's what we're doing.
What we're falling in love with was helping somebody change their life.
Not only that, I am able to create an income and by sharing this with people. Like, you get paid to help people get better in their lives.
It's exciting to know that we're all the same age and we're all working together. We're all working for the same thing.
Because Start people were permission bearers. We're able to say, yes, you can do this too. You can do and have everything that you want. Here's this massive community of people. They're going to hold you up and hold you accountable and see the greatness in you that your network might not see in you. That's okay. But we're going to be a stand for you, even if you're not a stand for yourself.
This can help everyone. This can really help so many people. And I feel like I'm doing people a disservice by not sharing it with them.
You're going to be able to help so many people, and it's just the best feeling in the world. It's awesome to be at home, to be a dad, to not miss out on, morning breakfast with my daughter, picking her up out of bed, coming home at lunchtime every day and having lunch with her.
We invite you to take ownership of your life.
And through contribution,
Begin creating your freedom in your legacy.
Come, start your life.
Alrighty, peace, guys. That's it from me. So thanks for taking the time to join us. We've gone just over 40 minutes. Next week, we're going to have nutritional cleansing for female athletes. So we're going to have some great crew on board there as well. And we've got one for allied health professionals coming up after that. So if you want to get involved or you got some people you want to share this with, we'll do the same thing and just get the right crew on board. And just have a chat with the person that invited you. If you've come on because you've seen my post, just give me a message and I'm happy to have a chat with you guys. And that's it for me. Talk soon. You.
Cheers, Roz.
All right, lads. Yee-hoo.
Yeah, Nico.
Thanks, Rory.
No worries, girls. Thanks for jumping on.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Roz.
No
Cheers,
worries.
guys.
See you, man.
ciao.
And if anyone has any questions, just post it in the event page that we posted up.
Thanks, Art.
Catch you guys.